Hey, it's Russell Graves and welcome out here in the barn at Hackberry Farm. And in the video you're about to watch, we've taken one of our long form webinars and chopped it up to make it a little bit shorter and more palatable. So we hope you find some value in this one. In the meantime, stay with us all the way to the end. I got a special gift for you. Let's get started. I don't use auto stack a lot, but I think it is important to look at because depending on how you organize your pictures, I think auto stack is a good way of doing it. You know, the only time I use auto stack is it gives you when you're using Lightroom, if you're stitching together, say 6 or 8 pictures into a panorama shot, it'll give you an option as you're getting ready to generate the panorama, you can auto stack those pictures when you're done. So in other words, it's going to take all those pieces of images it took to make the one panorama, and when you're done, it'll put the panorama on top, and it'll have the individual images it took to make that panorama stacked below them. And so it's a good way of just kind of cleaning up your desktop, and it's a good way of cleaning up your desktop and just being able to declutter it with all these different pieces of images. I don't know about y'all, but if I don't do it that way, if I don't stack those pieces of images, later on, if I happen to see them, I'll think, why did I keep that picture? Because it's just not very good, not realizing it's a piece of a panorama shot. And so I think that's why auto stack. You can just get all the pieces out of the way, see the picture you made in the end. But now I'm kind of intrigued, and this is what I've got to think about to try to use it. They've got some more auto stack options. So in the library module, in the photo menu, you click stacking, and I'll show you this again when on full screen so it makes more sense. And when the auxiliary menu opens up, you can click auto stack. So from the thumbnail view like this, if you can either go up to photo in the menu and photo and then find it, or you can right click it. It's a control click in Mac, right click in PC. You can right click and it'll bring up the menu dialog, and then it'll give you 2 pieces. You can see it there. I've got it circled on the left. It'll give you the stacking option. And then when you go and you hit auto stack, you get one more dialog that comes up. And in that dialog, it'll give you a couple of different options that, again, I think are intriguing. You can stack by capture time. If you spend your time out shooting pictures of grandkids playing Little League soccer or Little League baseball or whatever else, this may be a valuable thing to do. Or if you shoot weddings or if you shoot portraits or anything like that, it may be a really valuable way to sort of organize your images on the back end, to just compact them where they're not taking up as much space. In your thumbnail view, you can just stack them by capture time, or I haven't tried this one much yet, but you can also stack by visual similarity. And the visual similarity part, I think, is going to be really valuable for wildlife photography, because one of the things that I do a lot when I'm out taking pictures of wildlife, man, I just take a lot of pictures. And the reason I do that is for a couple of reasons. One is kind of tongue in cheek. I tell everybody we don't go out in the field with the intent of taking fewer pictures. We're all there to take pictures. So I take a lot of them. And really, more than anything, especially when you have wildlife, I'll tend to take a lot of shots because you're trying to just have those pictures that are insurance against the animal blinking or even turning its head or flicking its ear, and you get a blurry ear, you get the eyes closed, or you get the eyes kind of half open that doesn't look good. And so by taking a lot of pictures, I kind of ensure that I'm going to get one with their eyes wide open and that look that you want to get. Now, with that said, I end up with a lot of pictures that look about the same. Doesn't cost a lot of money to keep all those pictures. So if it fits all the criteria of what I think a good image is, if it's exposed well and the composition's good, and the look is what I like for it to be, I'll typically keep those pictures. But one thing I've learned is when you do that, I may have 50 pictures of a mule deer that all look just the same. And so because of that, I think by using this stack by virtual similarity, I can kind of clean up my workspace and make it look a lot better. And instead of me having to look through 50, 100 pictures that almost look identical, it'll stack them for me. And that way, the only ones I'm seeing are kind of my keeper on top that I can just double click, undo the stack if I need to look at more later on. I think that's going to be a good tool right there for just helping you stay organized on the back end. Now, I've noticed I've got a couple of chats, or I've got a couple of chats in there. I'm going to get to those here in a little bit. So thank y'all for sending those questions in. If you like what you watched and heard today, be sure to like and subscribe our videos. It really does help us out a lot. And if you want your set of free nature photography cheat sheets, head on over to hackberryfarm.com, put in your email address, and those cheat sheets will be delivered directly to your inbox. Thanks a lot.